time you take your car to a mechanic, you're taking a chance at getting scammed. For many people, taking their car to a mechanic seems like the best thing to do, but they have no idea what they're getting charged for or what the mechanic actually does. This is why I'm going to persuade you to work on your own car at home instead of taking it to a mechanic. Now, everyone either owns a vehicle or some piece of equipment that uses a motor, and eventually it's going to have an issue or it's going to break down. So, then I'm going to try and help you decide why you should fix it at home instead of trying to take it to a mechanic. So, I'm a home mechanic and I run a small business from my house, and the reason I started all of this is because I was tired of getting ripped off by other mechanics. So I decided it was time for a change. In this speech, I'm going to go over why people don't know how to work on their own vehicles, how mechanics scam you, and why you should choose to work on your own vehicle. So first off, we're going to discuss, when the check engine light comes on, why does everyone go straight to a mechanic? Well, the first reason is cars today have a lot of electronics in them and a lot of sensors. So for example, in an article by The Sun magazine, a third of all issues are electrical. Now, people enjoy everything that's brought to them by the electrical, the sensors and all the things that make the car better, but at the same time, it makes them a lot harder to work on. So that's one thing that makes people very scared to work on their own cars. And the second thing is, nowadays, the engine bays of cars are all just covered up. Like, you open the hood, you don't see an engine, or what we're used to seeing as an engine. You just see a big plastic block in there. So the only way to really figure out what your problem is to plug in something like this, which is a scan tool. Now, a lot of people don't have access to one of these, but that's one of the only ways that you can figure out what the problem with the car is anymore. And that's one of the main reasons that people just bring it to a mechanic. So the second thing we're going to discuss is how we get scammed at a mechanic. So I'd like to start off by saying I own a BMW. Anytime I go to the dealership, I automatically know I'm going to get scammed. The first example of that is I brought them my key to get a new one, and it cost me $236 just for the labor and stuff that I couldn't do myself. And the second thing is, the mechanics take advantage of the fact that no one knows how to work on their own engines, or they don't want to, so they figure that since no one knows how much the parts cost or how long it's going to take them to do the maintenance, they can just charge whatever they want. So for example, in a 2012 study by Henry Schneider, a third of all suggested repairs by mechanics were completely unnecessary. So you're just spending money on something for next to no reason. And I've had this happen to me when I brought in one of my dirt bikes, and it needed a new piston, so that would be called a top end rebuild. And I asked the mechanic how much it was going to cost, and he was going to quote me $1,000 to fix that. So I did some research, I bought the part, and it cost me $100 and about half a day to do. And I really thought to myself, what makes his time so valuable compared to mine, and what is the difference in the result? And in the end, I had the bike for a year after that. It still rode fine, so I think he was just taking advantage of me. So then finally, we need to talk about how to fix the problem. So in an article by Tyler Schmall in 2014, it says that 68% of cars have one thing wrong with them, and a lot of people just, they either ignore it or they just wait till they can afford to get it fixed. And it also says that 40% of people can't do basic tasks to their own car, such as change the air filter or some fuses. So that leads to them taking it to the mechanic more often. So how do we fix this? Well, the first way to fix this is confidence. You need to believe that you're competent enough, to change simple things on your car and not mess anything up. So you just need to do a little bit of research, look in the owner's manual, maybe watch some YouTube videos. And with that information, you should definitely be able to do the easy tasks. So then, after that, we need to discuss why you should fix your own car. Well, for example, a lot of people are going to save money when they fix their own car, because they don't have to pay for the labor and they can buy the parts that they want for a cheaper price. So for example, In an article, or in a summary written by Tara Mello, 80% of the people that work on their own cars save up to $1,000 annually. Now, if you think about it, that's a lot of money, especially when it comes down to just automotive repairs. If you think about it, with all that money, you could do other things, like you could buy yourself a project car, or you could buy some tools, and if it's even a hobby, you can keep doing it, or you can get some more cars that have different issues and fix them up as a project. So, for example, you can see my project car is right outside. And so, for the conclusion, I'd like to state that throughout the duration of this speech, I've discussed why many people don't know how to work on their own vehicles, how often mechanics scam you, and why you should work on your own vehicle. I'd like you all to strongly think about all the times that you've brought your car to a mechanic and how you could either have avoided that or how they made a suggested repair and you just paid for it for the false sense of security. So hopefully you've decided that you like saving money and you're confident enough to start doing even the simple repairs at home just to save yourself a little bit of money and to, get more competent and build up your skills. So I was tired of getting ripped off by mechanics, so I started doing the work myself, and I learned that it's something I really love, and it was a fun hobby for me. So I hope that it's the same for you. So thank you.